Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah, and this week, we're going to talk about statistics and describing graphs. I'm sure most of you, at some part of your working life, at any stage of your career, will surely describe some statistics or some graphs or present figures to your team or to your boss or to your company. So today we're going to talk about changes in statistics, changes in graphs. Let's put an example. Fuel prices have been fluctuating recently, which means that they've been going up and down and up and down. So prices, when they aren't stable, which means they're not steady, they fluctuate. They can even be volatile. Would it be true to say that fuel prices have been volatile lately? I'd love to know the answer in the comments. And so, when we're describing changes in prices, we can use the verb to fluctuate, which is the opposite of to stabilize or to be stable. You could also say to be volatile, which is an adjective. Imagine we're talking about increase and decrease. Fuel prices increased last month. In fact, fuel prices rocketed last month. When we're talking about a past situation that's finished. And you can imagine rocket is increased dramatically. Although a few weeks later, fuel prices decreased. In fact, fuel prices nearly plummeted, which is a bit of an exaggeration because they haven't plummeted yet. But let's hope. So fuel prices rocketed, which is the opposite of plummeted. These are regular verbs. Watch out for the pronunciation. Or fuel prices increased, which is the opposite of decreased. Regular verbs. Watch out for the pronunciation. Do you know any other synonyms of increase or decrease? Any more opposites of increase or decrease? When we're talking about temperatures, we can say now that we're in the month of May, temperatures have started to rise. So rise is the opposite of fall. In fact, today, temperatures have fallen a little bit, despite the fact that it's May. Usually, temperatures in May rise, but today they've fallen. So rise, fall, increase, decrease, rocket, plummet. To be volatile, to be stable, or to stabilize, to fluctuate. I'd love to know some of your statistics and what figures or numbers you have to present to your team or to your boss or in any part of your life. Let me know in the comments. We can also add some adverbs to increase the potency of these verbs. So, for example, if we're talking about a period of time, let's say from January to May, fuel prices have been gradually increasing over the last few months. Here we have the present perfect continuous because it started in the past and it's continuing in the present. And we're using gradually because it's slowly but not dramatically. So you can imagine the opposite of gradually is dramatically. Fuel prices have been increasing gradually over the last few months, or gradually increasing over the last few months. Although in reality, I think fuel prices have increased dramatically in some countries, or have dramatically increased in some countries. During the summertime, in certain countries, we can get a heat wave. And when we get a heat wave, the temperature rises dramatically. In August especially, or in July in Spain where I live, the temperatures can rocket. Now we don't need to say dramatically rocket, because rocket is already dramatic. We can say the temperatures have risen dramatically, or temperatures have risen sharply, or have sharply risen. And then in winter, temperatures can sharply drop, or sharply fall, or suddenly fall, or suddenly drop. When we're talking about mortgages or interest rates, and we want to say that it has reached the top, we can say interest rates have reached a peak this month, or interest rates have bottomed out this month. We're using the present perfect because it's an action that is related to the past, could be finished, may not be finished, but it's related to the past. It's not a definite finished action. So just to review everything we've done so far today, if you're talking about statistics and you want a synonym of up, we have increase, and the opposite, decrease. A synonym, fall, and the opposite, rise. A drastic synonym, rocket, and the opposite, plummet. And when we reach the top, we've reached a peak, and reached the bottom, we've bottomed out. If you wanted to describe how things have changed, or how things have risen or fallen, or risen and dropped, you can say it with an adverb. For example, drastically or steadily. Remember, to fluctuate, to stabilize. To be stable, to be volatile. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know any comments, questions, or queries in the video notes. Take care and have a lovely week. Bye bye.